Well, good morning, everyone. I think we will get started. Got my microphone on here. And welcome to our Experiential Learning Conference. So my name is Dan Donoghue, and I have the good fortune to be the Provost of 6th College here at UC San Diego. I'm so pleased to welcome you all to today's Experiential Learning Conference. The first Experiential Learning Conference at UC San Diego was held just 2 years ago. It was entitled Education in Action and was conceived by my predecessor, Professor Jim Lin. The 2012 conference was also co-sponsored by Warren College and my colleague, Provost Stephen Adler, who wrote, "Experiential learning, when artfully conceived and designed, renders a profound and deeply personal metamorphosis in students." Since 2012, the perceived value of experiential learning has only increased as students struggle to identify a successful path to an eventual career, and as educators and administrators ponder how to provide a meaningful education. At UC San Diego, experiential learning imbues and pervades our entire campus and is well represented throughout all the colleges, departments, and university-wide programs. 6th College itself is organized around our themes of culture, art, and technology, as you all know. Through our required upper division Practicum program, of which Dr. Diane Forbes Berthoud is our director, over 1,000 students per year engage directly in experiential learning, as we all are this morning with this power outage. This year's Experiential Learning Conference is entitled High Impact Practices, Interdisciplinary Collaborations and Creative Connections. I want to welcome all of you who took time to join us today and participate. I especially want to thank Dr. Diane Forbes Berthoud, who led the opportunity to organize this year's conference. I also want to thank Kat Conliffe of 6th College, who provided so much capable help in organizing today's events. Jasmine Wang of 6th College, who has helped with the messaging and organizational details. And Dr. Edwina Welch of the Cross Cultural Center for allowing us to share her space and facilities today. We're also very grateful to Professor Liz Walsh, the director of our TAC programs at 6th College, for her unbridled support of today's event. Lastly, we have the great fortune to be joined later today by Professor Mimi Ito of UC Irvine, who will be delivering our keynote address today at noon. So I would say have a wonderful, engaged, and experiential day. We're off to a very experiential beginning here. Again, I say welcome to each and every one of you, and at this moment, I would like to introduce Dr. Diane Forbes Berthoud. Diane.
Good morning, everyone. I'm pleased to welcome you to our second Experiential Learning Conference, High Impact Practices, Interdisciplinary Collaborations, and Creative Connections. As we indicated on the website, the conference brings together those of us who are interested in developing creative ideas related to these collaborations and the expansion of high-impact education practices. We received over 100 proposals from many disciplines, study abroad, digital humanities, STEM/STEAM disciplines, literature, writing. All of our disciplines represented on and off campus are here today. And it's appropriate that we'll be talking about high-impact practices, which the AAC and you say are common intellectual experiences, collaborative assignments and projects, undergraduate research, diversity global learning, service learning, community-based learning, internships, capstone courses, and projects, much of which our UC San Diego Education Initiative is working to develop, and Barbara Sawrey is spearheading that. Barbara Sawrey is our Associate Vice Chancellor of Academic Affairs and Dean of Undergraduate Education, and a distinguished teaching professor in the Department of Chemistry and Biochemistry at UC San Diego. She'll be offering a presentation today that includes an overview of the work of the campus-wide initiative to date. And this initiative is aimed at looking at ways that UC San Diego can adapt to current best global thinking about high-impact educational strategies to further support the intellectual, academic, cognitive, and social development of our undergraduate and graduate students, as well as to give faculty access to the latest research on learning and teaching that they can then incorporate into their courses. Barbara will offer about a 15 to 20 minute discussion today on the state of the UC San Diego Education Initiative, which includes quite a bit of your own work. And at this time, I'm pleased to introduce Dr. Barbara Sawrey.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here today, and I want to thank Diane and all the rest of the organizers at 6th and Warren in particular for putting this together. This is a fabulous event today, and there's hundreds of people who will be participating throughout the day, and it's really very exciting. And when I looked at the list of panels and talks, I was, as usual, so surprised at how much more we are doing on this campus than any one of us knows about. And this happens all the time on this campus, that there's so many things happening. There are gems available that the rest of us don't know about. And if we don't know about them, you can be sure our students don't know about them. So that's one of the things that we're after with the Education Initiative. So I'm going to give you a brief background about the Education Initiative, and we'll make sure you get all of the slides with more information afterward. We have your addresses. It'll be in your email box or your spam folder, whatever, later today. So the Education Initiative was launched in 2012. So we are in our 3rd year of working on an education initiative. And if you think it's slow to change aspects of the government, it's even slower to change aspects of education. So 3 years may sound like a lot of time. Why haven't we seen more change? But there's nothing slower to change than the culture of education. And I'm here to attest to that too. So the Education Initiative was initially created as a counterpart to UC San Diego's research initiatives. And there were some research initiatives begun also 3 years ago. And it seemed so obvious that if you're going to have research initiatives, then you must also be able to educate students to be prepared to participate in those research initiatives. So this was born, the Education Initiative, and it is Dean of Graduate Studies, Kim Barrett, and I that have been leading the committees, but the work is being done by many, many people, so hundreds actually, faculty and staff on this campus. We were charged by the Executive Vice Chancellor back in 2012, and our work has now been fully integrated into the campus strategic planning process. And you should see, the whole campus will see a document explaining where we are with the campus strategic plan, probably about the 1st of March, so another month and a half. And you will see how the Education Initiative fits into that, and experiential learning, which is at the heart of much of what we do. So there are a number of metrics and goals that have been set out in the campus strategic plan. And the number 1 goal, and if you pardon me while I read this, because it's a long sentence. Number 1 goal is delivering an educational and overall experience that develops students who are capable of solving problems, leading, and innovating in a diverse and interconnected world. Perfect. That's a primary goal of the campus strategic plan, and is at the heart of what we're all here today to talk about. So as Diane said, the goal overall of the Education Initiative is to adapt the best current global thinking and strategy about education. We want to further the academic and intellectual and cognitive development of our students in their time that they're here. For most students, that's anywhere from 2 to 3 years for transfer students to 4 to 5 years for students who come in as freshmen. But to do that, we also have to help faculty have access to the latest findings of research in education so that they can bring best practices in their classrooms and outside their classrooms for working with students. So the original organization of the Education Initiative is that we have a leadership team, and there are 11 people on the leadership team. We also have an appointed working group, and that's a group that meets monthly to talk about sort of an oversight or executive group. And there are 31 people, faculty and staff, on that working group. Last year we had 4 subcommittees of the working group. Each one of the subcommittees had anywhere from 15 to 30 people on it. But as I said, if you get your name on our mailing list for the Education Initiative, you will get reminders on a monthly basis. And then later in spring quarter, we're going to have a panel of UC San Diego faculty who are teaching MOOCs. They're not teaching MOOCs to undergrads, they're teaching them out there to other people in the world. But we have faculty with experience teaching MOOCs, and we're going to bring them together to talk about what they've learned about interacting with students and developing those courses. So we'll have a panel of people in spring quarter. The newsletter comes out monthly. If you're not already on our list, I encourage you to do so. You can sign up for that newsletter when you have power and can go to your computer and go to the Academic Affairs website. On the Academic Affairs website, one of the links on the left-hand side is for undergrad education. And when you go to the undergraduate education site, you will see a link to the Education Initiative. And if you just follow that link, there'll be a place for you to sign up for our mailing list and get involved. So we'd love to have you do that. We're aiming for getting everybody on campus well informed about the Education Initiative. So if somebody says to you, just what is that and what are they doing? We got a great website, they can look at that, but you now know a little bit more and you can tell them about it also. So with that, I think I will stop. We'll try and keep this on time, but if you have any quick questions, I'd be happy to answer before I turn you back over to the organizers for where we go next. Any questions? All right. Thank you very much. And we keep hoping for power coming back.